would say, why don't you go and jump off a cliff, no one would really care. Go and drown yourself. When I cut myself and let all the anger out, I never felt safe. I felt like being in school was being like in a prison. I wanted to leave this world and never come back.
These are the things that I found in her room the night after she tried to take her life. I mean, no mum wants to see their kids drawing these things. You don't want to see this.
Taylor, can you tell me why did you do these drawings?
Because I wanted to die.
How many of you boys and girls here today have been bullied? Based on our findings, we would say 3 Australians every week are taking their lives as a result of bullying.
Every 15 minutes, a child is being bullied. Every day, more than 100,000 Australian students stay at home because they feel unsafe at school. Social media is spawning a brutal cruelty among children online, and kids as young as 12 are being bullied to death.
For a 14-year-old to think that the only way to fix a problem is to end her life, I couldn't put myself there. I just wish she knew how loved she was and how much these stupid bullies did not matter.
The school did nothing to keep my daughter safe.
And ultimately, you've got people dying here. You've got kids suiciding because of someone else's actions. And so there should be some sort of laws around that.
Criminalisation is not where we need to be going with this.
Suicide, as a consequence of bullying, is it not akin to murder?
The government is failing in its approach to child bullying. You can't just judge it in terms of the loss of lives.
I remember being in the kitchen and picked up a knife, put the blade against myself. I fell to the ground. Yes, I didn't know what to do. She wouldn't stop. She wouldn't stop. Going to confront my bully for the first time in 23 years. I am so frightened.
We have to leave because I don't want my daughter dead. I feel that's what's going to happen if we stay here. She's going to die.
The bullying first started when I first came to school. I was scared, I was completely nervous of other kids because they were always picking on me, calling me funny names. I got beaten up. Sometimes I would bring money to school and they started stealing it off of me. I stopped eating. They said I was as fat as a pig. I didn't feel happy because they were so mean to me all the time. All the kids, they said, go and jump off a cliff, go and drown yourself, go and cut yourself, we don't really care. It made me feel really terrible, like no one really loved me anymore.
She'd given her phone out to people she thought was her friends. Text messages were just coming constantly. The text messages said, we heard you took it up the arse. You're such a slut, you're such a hoe. Why don't you kill yourself? You're so disgusting. You've probably got diseases.
Taylor is 13. She's just arrived in Cairns to stay with her grandfather.
It's okay there?
Yep.
Good time, you have a good time now?
Yep.
Child Services deemed the bullying she suffered so severe that she'd be removed not only from her previous school, but the entire town.
Ladies first.
When I went to the school to talk about the bullying, they put Taylor in isolation because essentially they couldn't protect her from anybody else in the schoolyard. They offered Taylor a safe room that she could stay in during her lunch breaks by herself and be safe from the people that are hurting her. It just made everything worse.
I didn't like being isolated. I wanted to go out and play, I just wanted people to leave me alone. I felt like I was just being cut off from what it was like being in a prison.
The principal to me seemed to have no clue the gravity and the criminalness of what was actually happening to Taylor. The principal had told me that, well, if Taylor's going to do unusual things at school, then she's going to get picked on.
While at her previous school in Dysart, a small mining community about 900 kilometres from Cairns, Taylor became so desperate for help that she created this petition on change.org. She wrote every word herself.
I don't know what else to do or where else to go for help. My life is hell. I only beg for you to please sign my petition to ask Dysart State High School to take a stronger stance against bullying and for the government to stop the school getting away with this.
She started drawing pictures of people calling her a freak. She started drawing pictures of her dead body and just saying, I want to die. I don't want to do this every day. I want to be dead. We rang up things like Kids Helpline and that. We had her into counselling. We got her a psychologist, but it just wasn't helping.
Taylor posted the petition mid-May and it went viral. More than 110,000 people got on board and hundreds more kids shared their stories of abuse. But the bullies retaliated and the consequences for Taylor and her family were devastating. Just weeks after the petition went up, Taylor attempted to take her own life. When did you draw these pictures, Taylor?
I drew them when I got really badly bullied.
Taylor, what were you feeling?
I was feeling really, really sad and upset because I was thinking everyone hated me so much because of me.
Why did you do these drawings?
Because I wanted to die.
The feed contacted the principal of Dysart State High School and the Queensland Department of Education and Training about Taylor's case. They declined to comment.
I would like to see better policies from the Education Minister about bullying. They may be just kids, but the tactics they're using are seriously damaging. They may not understand the consequences, but the consequences they're having are deadly for people.
The education system stinks. To keep our kids safe, it just got to Jess. She was just really scared of school because of the bullying. It caused Jess to have anxiety, depression. She did come out with an eating disorder. By year 8, she spiralled downwards massively.
14-year-old Jessica was a troubled girl. She suffered bouts of depression, but it was at Fig Tree High School in New South Wales she struggled the most.
I felt really helpless that my daughter couldn't get to school because she didn't feel safe. I was more angry that the bullies get to stay at school and my daughter couldn't go to school, so she was left without an education.
Jessica was tormented relentlessly. At school, she was physically harassed. She was sent death threats frequently. This message thread is just a glimpse of what her mother describes as the softer stuff. The rest, too disturbing to repeat.
I will kill you. I will ruin your life.
I'm gonna make your life a living hell. You wait, you mutt.
You'll be crying yourself to sleep every night.
The bullies like to have power and have something over someone.
I'm being bullied by the same bullies that were bullying Jess. I've changed schools 3 times and it follows you.
Nikita and Jessica went to school together. Seaton, Jessica's boyfriend, was tormented at a school nearby.
I was bullied from year 7 pretty much till now, and I'm in year 10, and it's still going. It was pretty bad. Ended up self-harming. I was just sick of getting hurt. Like, the only thing that will take away my pain is pain.
How did you feel when you found out what happened to Jess?
Most heartbreaking thing I've ever experienced. I still message her to this day, especially on a Monday.
Why Monday?
It's the day she passed away.
On December 7th last year, Jessica took her own life.
We got home and it was just like really quiet, like I've never felt it before. I went to walk into her room and she wasn't there. When I walked into my room, I saw her and didn't know what to do. First thing I did was grab her and just hold her. Called the ambulance.
Bullying did kill Jess. Not a day goes by that you just don't want to hear her voice again.
Jack, do you think about Jess?
All the time. I don't think there's a day that I don't think about her.
What kind of person was Jess?
An outstanding girl. One of a kind.
The Tolhurst family left the home they'd raised Jessica in within days of her passing. The pain too great to stay. Now, 7 months on, in the hope it will make peace with their loss, Mel and Jack are going back for the first time today.
I just remember seeing her cold body.
They've still got a sticker up on the wall that just had that sticker. Every child is a different kind of flower, and all together makes this world a beautiful garden.
I'm glad I came back to this house. It has released something, which is good. You know, it's not ever going to heal, but at least it's given me a bit of peace.
The Feed contacted Fig Tree High School and the New South Wales Department of Education and Training about Jessica Tolhurst's case. They said it was inappropriate to comment as the matter is under police investigation for the coroner.
Our kids need to feel safe, and they just need to be able to go to school and know that if someone bullies them, they're going to have consequences.
Bullying is anything that makes someone else feel unsafe or like they can't reach their potential.
I think the government doesn't appreciate that this is a serious problem in the community. Bullying should be defined and treated as a criminal offence across the country. Like any other form of criminal behaviour, you could have a scale. You don't have to use the sledgehammer to crack the nut.
Each state and territory in Australia has different policies around bullying. Victoria is the only state where bullying is now a punishable crime for minors. Known as Brodie's Law, legislation was introduced in 2011 after the suicide of teenager Brodie Panlock, who was subjected to relentless bullying in her workplace. In all other states, children who cyberbully are not criminalised.
Ultimately, I can say to our students, you're breaking the law when you do this.
Heather Hawkins is the principal at Essendon Keilor College, a state school in Melbourne. The school prides itself on having a zero-tolerance policy around bullying. Do you think it will change the situation for kids in other states if it was criminalised across the country?
It's like any crime, you know, kids break into places, kids pinch cars, and I mean ultimately you've got kids suiciding because of someone else's actions. And so there should be some sort of laws around that.
Any form of bullying in the state of Victoria, you can go to jail for up to 10 years. Bullying needs to be made a crime nationally. It should be a federal law, and I think that will help save lives.
Australia's only dedicated 24/7 bullying hotline is run by the Bully Zero Foundation, a non-government group. They've been running regular prevention workshops around the country for the past 4 years.
We go into schools and we say that bullying in Victoria is a crime and anyone above the age of 10 can be found guilty if they're seriously bullying someone. Has that been a preventative tool? Yes, it has.
But not everyone agrees that criminalisation is the answer.
Punishment hasn't been shown to be very successful as a strategy against bullying, against any kind of negative behaviour.
I know many families that have lost their children because their child was being bullied. A lot of these families are grieving. I get it, and there should be consequences.
Professor Dorothy Espelage is one of the world's most respected authorities on bullying behaviours.
But criminalisation of bullying is not a good approach. And in reality, it's inequitable who gets punished.
State governments fund various anti-bullying programs in some schools. Over the past 5 years, the federal government has spent more than $100 million on bullying-related initiatives. The Federal Education Minister declined an interview, but told the feed that anti-bullying programs are the responsibility of the states and territories.
At the moment in Australian schools, there's still 1 in 5 kids who are being bullied and 1 in 7 is being cyberbullied.
Adolescent suicide is an epidemic. Kids that are chronically victimized, if they don't take their life and they go on to become adults, they are more likely to have a major depressive disorder or generalized anxiety disorder as adults.
Bullies can be unrelenting, and they will push you and push you and push you and push you.
Claire is 38. She was ferociously bullied at school. At the age of 13, she attempted suicide.
The girl that bullied me, it involved ostracising me. She would turn my friends against me. She would make a fool out of me. It wasn't just at school. She whispered in my ear, "Why don't I just die? Nobody likes me." The fact that she would do those things while I was sleeping, it was like she was trying to tear me down, like work it into my dreams, and it was just constant. What she did, how she bullied me, has shaped me for the rest of my life. I want to show people that can make decisions that it's not something to be pushed aside. It's not kids will be kids. We have children dying. We have parents losing their children. I'm someone that survived the bullying. I chose not to go ahead and put the knife in. But some children don't do that.
Today, for the first time in 23 years, Claire has decided she wants to confront her bully. The feed tracked her down and she agreed to meet with us on the condition we don't reveal her identity. Hey Claire.
Hi Pat.
How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm doing somersaults.
Are you ready for this?
This is it.
It's a big moment.
You have no idea. No idea. Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you so much.
You want to walk?
I could apologise a million times, it's never going to be enough.
Do you regret the way you treated Claire?
Oh yeah, I still regret him now, 30 years down the track. But I just want her to know that it was just wrong, and I'm sorry. And you can't undo the damage, but I hope that I can help her heal for the future.
It means a lot to hear that. It means a great deal to know that she's recognised what she did. The fear that you carried as a child, the fear of seeing this person would be there with you as an adult. By meeting me today, she's taken that fear away.
Like Claire, the man you're about to meet is also going to face his past as a victim of chronic bullying. A past he'd put to rest until today.
In that 10 years of my teaching life, one of the students I taught, I will always remember. He was extremely bright, he was articulate, he was one of those students that, you know, is an English teacher's dream. But he appeared to me to be struggling. He was alienated from most of the year group, and he was certainly bullied. The extent of the bullying was savage, really.
A 12-year-old boy dragged through these corridors, thrown into the walls, spat on, violently abused, and it went on for years. That 12-year-old boy was me. I've come back to my old high school today for the first time in more than 20 years.
Come on in.
Oh, this is very strange. Hi.
How are you?
It's lovely to see you.
So, how does it feel being back here, really?
It was a shit time. It was a really shit time. And walking through some of those corridors, it just brought back so much. And all I wanted to do was get out of here. I would leave the school gate a lot of the time thinking, I hope I never have to go back there.
I'm really sorry, but you should have come to me.
Oh, no tears. The saddest part for me is that I actually got used to it. That's the thing that hurts the most. Like, I got used to it and I just thought that that was okay and it was normal, and I just had to live with it. The fact is, bullying is killing our kids, and we can all do something to prevent that right now. Stand up and say no to bullying.
To all the bullies out there that have bullied me for so long, I hope you see this and just realise what yous are putting us through. And you just need to stop it, because no one deserves to go through this.
I've been that age and you think you can't get past that, but you leave school and you see how big this world is, and none of the kids at school matter.
If things were different and Jess was still here, if there was one thing you could say to her that you didn't get a chance to, what would you say to her?
I love her. And I miss her. And I just wish she could come back.
Hi.
Hi. I miss you so much.
I really miss you, Mum. I can't wait until you come up.
We're all coming up really, really soon. The package is going really quickly.
After almost a month away from her family, Taylor's mother and her brothers are on their way to join her in Cairns, where they'll move into a new home, and Taylor will soon start at a new school.
So in 5 years' time, I'll probably be a really smart person, and because no one's going to pick on me and everyone's going to be nice to me, I'd like to be doing like a really artistical things and cooking and stuff. And be a great chef, a TV chef, cooking all really delicious things.
What do you think needs to be done to stop bullying?
The teachers to start listening more and start, making sure kids don't get hurt all the time. School's supposed to be a place for learning, not a place for hurting. I'm looking forward to starting a nice new life.